Hey, it's Aaron Kushler and welcome to another video from EBSC. Today I want to tell you a little story that can give you some insight and maybe give you some help if you're stuck in the same situation. So just to give you a bit of a backstory, I was always working a physical job prior to what I do now, and it meant that I was constantly moving around. I was always able to maintain a lean physique and always be strong and had plenty of energy. It was actually really easy for me to maintain. The change point came though when I started my own business and I went from doing a physical job to working at a desk predominantly. The really big turning point was actually one day I was walking in front of the mirror and I stopped and had a glimpse of myself and honestly felt terrible. I couldn't even recognize the fit guy that I'd always thought of myself as. And I'd slowly developed what I sort of labeled at the time as a desk bod. So I was starting to get really soft and flabby and joints were starting to get sore. I was getting weaker and my energy had just plummeted. So basically I was going from feeling awesome, feeling really good, to feeling like crap most of the time and not even being able to do basic things that I used to take for granted. And this really frustrated me because the business that I am currently doing is personal training. So it made sense for me to lead by example, and I felt like a fraud. I felt like I wasn't a good example of what I was trying to teach my clients. And that wasn't a good thing. That didn't give me any self-confidence. It made me feel even worse. And I knew something had to change. So I was doing a whole bunch of research one night, trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to start getting myself into better shape so that I am a bit more of a role model to my clients and a bit more in a position to actually feel better about myself, have more energy and stop dealing with all these problems, these niggly pains in my shoulder, pains in my knees and pains in my lower back that were attributed to sitting at a desk. And I actually stumbled upon several YouTube videos, and the first one introduced me to a really cool concept which I still use today, and it has completely changed the game for me. And what I'm talking about here is actually giant sets. Now, I've spoken about this in other videos before. I first learnt this method from Brian Alsruhe, and it was a game changer once I tried this out and adapted it to my own programs and to that of my clients. And it basically allowed me to get a heap of work done in a really short amount of time and not have to be dealing with going from one thing, doing 3 to 4 sets and then going to another 3 to 4 sets, and losing a lot of time in between. It was very, very efficient. So if you've never heard of giant sets, I implore you to start using them in your training if you're looking to cut down the amount of time that you're spending in the gym. The second one was actually a really, really interesting topic, and this helped address the energy concerns I was having. See, one of the things with sitting at a desk and running my own business was the stresses that come along with doing that. You have things like you're basically your own boss, so you've got all the responsibility bearing down on your shoulders. That cuts into your energy. The second point I found was these things called neural charge workouts, which are designed to actually spike up your nervous system, get it firing on all cylinders again, and give you plenty of energy. Now, they weren't anything really, really technical. These were just really short workouts. But as soon as I started employing them and putting them into my program and that of my clients, everything changed. So that, in conjunction with the giant sets, meant that we were able to constantly train small session times. So cut down the session times. And if we wanted to do them more often, it meant that we were still maintaining high amounts of energy and still seeing the benefit of those training methods. And the third thing, obviously, diet had to change because I'd gone from eating fast foods because I couldn't be bothered to cook, and that was just leading to constant slow fat gain over time, which is no good. So if you're in a situation where you are relying on takeaway foods all the time, I implore you to try this method out for yourself. I was a little bit skeptical at first, however I tried it out, and from an efficiency standpoint, I've got to say it works like magic. And what I'm talking about is intermittent fasting. Now, there's a whole host of different research online that you can read through. However, the simple concept of how it works is very, very easy to follow. And it's basically you're just going through a period of a eating window and then a period where you're not eating. And in layman's terms, what you're really doing is you're cutting out one meal and you're saving yourself that time, and then you're banking up all of the day's food in the other meals that you would normally consume. And these three things in combination were an absolute game changer for not only me, but for my clients. Once I started employing these methods, I was able to see results quickly, consistently, and my clients were enjoying training a hell of a lot more because it meant we had more variation. The program could change often and they were still seeing the benefit of that. So that's actually what prompted me to actually put this all together, put all these methods into a comprehensive plan and put it into a system that someone could follow. So if you had no idea where to start with any of this and you wanted to get going with it, you could. And that's what I call the Physique Jumpstart Challenge. If you want to find out more information about that, all the details will be down below this video, just in the description here. Click on the link and check it out. And I hope that if you're in a situation like this, you can completely turn it around. I know this challenge will help you out. If you want to give it a go, click on the links down below and you're going to find all the information that you need. Thanks so much for watching this video. Share it with a friend if this was helpful. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.